Hello everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the latest movie review from my at FlickDirect, and for today's movie review, I'm going to talk all about Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's is a new film adaptation based on the very popular video game franchise the same name, in which we follow a character named Mike Schmidt, portrayed by Josh Hutcherson, who takes a job as a night shift security guard at Fazbear's Pizzeria. However, he soon discovers that during the night shift, it won't be as easy as it looks to get through the night shift, as the animatronics, let's just say, come alive. I have played the majority of the games. I have played 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have played Security Breach. The first 3 games I think are a lot of fun. The second game being my favorite horror games of all time. When I first heard that there was going to be a film adaptation, I was very skeptical, even though, and do not get me wrong, the lore surrounding these games is actually pretty extensive. I mean, there is a lot of lore surrounding these games. I think that hardcore fans of the games, I mean very hardcore fans that have looked up theory videos and know extensively about the lore, are gonna find a lot of things, and I mean a lot of things to love about this movie. And here's what I can say. The animatronics are fantastic. I mean, when it comes to Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, not to mention the Cupcake, and even Balloon Boy from the second game, the animatronics look really, really cool. And seeing them in live action form was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie about that. There are references throughout this movie that definitely do call back to every one of the games. Not just the first game, but to all the games. And I would say that the performances are actually pretty decent. There is actually one scene that is a lot of fun. I mean, one scene that does have some pretty fun moments leading up to a pretty fun kill. I mean, the kill was a lot of fun. But unfortunately, as a movie, I just don't think this movie worked for me personally. The biggest issue I have with Five Nights at Freddy's is that, just simply put, it's just not scary. When it comes to the big scares of video games, yes, they are jump scares, but what builds before the jump scares is great. I mean, great tension through some terrific audio design. When it comes down to the movie itself, the movie lacks any of that tension. This is a movie that really could have been a really fun movie, a really fun horror film for kids and adults to watch together around spooky season. And unfortunately, on my end, not only was there just no tension, but there were really no scares in this movie at all. Even though the performances are pretty decent, the characters themselves, I didn't really care about really any of them. Even the main character, Mike Schmidt, who is, by the way, the main character in the first game. That's what you all know right there. There's a thing that they do with this character in the movie that honestly just didn't make any sense. Matthew Lillard is essentially in the movie. He appears, and that's all I can really say about that. When it came down to the actual main story of this movie, the story just trying to do something with Mike, and that he has a family member, which there's a custody battle, and that whole thing felt so inconsequential by the end. It feels like that they just wrote this thing in there just to ensure we would have a feature-length runtime. And there are also other things that happen in the main plot that are not only very cliche, but also things that happen in this movie are very predictable. The thing that bums me out the most with this movie is that this movie, it's just not interesting to the point where it was just, honest to God, I found it to be kind of boring. While I definitely think that hardcore fans will most likely eat this movie up and will love this movie, personally on my end, Five Nights at Freddy's just did not do it for me. I found this movie to be dull, uninteresting, kind of boring, but the worst of all, just not scary. I hope you enjoyed my movie review of Five Nights at Freddy's. If so, please hit that like button, also share, and don't forget the subscribe button and the notification bell for the latest movie review goes live. If you guys want to see our previous 2 movie reviews, please click right there or right there, and of course until our next movie review goes live. We'll see you all next time. Hit like, smash subscribe, and get notified for when our reviews, interviews, and news go live.